All right, so next we're going to talk about fueling and startup procedures. I've got my two-stroke mixed gas. If it's been sitting a while, you want to make sure that you give it a good shake. Make sure you're storing this out of the sun. So I'm going to find that fuel cap, spin it counterclockwise. And when we're fueling, we always want to make sure that our machine is on the ground. Level surface is best. Make sure that you're not too close to a vehicle. There's nothing flammable around. Do your best not to spill. Put our cap back on. Now before we start it up, we want to always make sure that we are at least 2 tool lengths away from any other person on our crew. I'm going to locate that primer bubble first. I'm going to give it, 5 to 6 pumps. I definitely want to see fuel filling up that bubble. There we go. That looks good. Next, I'm going to take my choke knob, and with the steel models, you kind of depress it in a little bit, and then you spin it, and I'm going to put it all the way to the choke setting. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and pull on my starter grip. I'm going to give it a couple of fast, swift pulls, and I'm going to put my opposite hand here on the power head, kind of where the clutch is, just to keep it nice and stationary as I pull. All right. All right, so as soon as it burps, that's when you want to take it out of choke. You don't want to continue to pulling while it's in that choke position, otherwise you run the risk of flooding your engine, which is no good. So it already burped for me. It only took 2 pulls. Took it out of choke. We can go ahead, pull it again. Alrighty, so now that we've got all suited up in our PPE, you'll notice my harness. Make sure that it's adjusted for your body type. I'm going to end up putting the Brushcutter clip hooked right into this little clip right here on my right hip. I'm going to show you guys how to operate a brush cutter outfitted with a mower head. I also want to show you how to dispense more string out of this mower head. We've purposely cut it short so you can see what that looks like. Notice how when I run this brush cutter, I'm going to be running it from a right to left swinging motion. All right, it doesn't need to be choked. We've already done that. Come on. Notice how it's much too short right now? I'm going to have it on full round. Alrighty, gang, so now we've got our second steel model, and I want to show you guys startup procedure with this one because it is a little bit different than the other one. So on our bicycle handle, what you're going to do is squeeze your throttle and your lockout, and the wording has been, scraped away, but at one point it said start in this direction. So I'm going to put it all the way there and let go. That undoes it. So keep in mind, you can't do that unless you depress both of these. You let go first, and then you can let go, and it'll stay in that position. And just as a reminder, stop is pushing it all the way forward. So now that we've got that set, I've got my choke knob set into the choke position. I've already primed my bubble. It's now time to pull on the cord, some quick, strong pulls, and just make sure you're putting enough pressure down on this power head to get that start that you need. All right, here we go, coming on. So it burped after one, that's good. Clicking this once will put it into idle position. I'm taking it out of choke, and I'm gonna pull again. On. There you go. Just gonna let it idle for a little bit, kind of warm up. And once I've made sure that there's nobody around, everybody's at least 2 tool lengths away, I'll give it a test. Brilliant. All right, so I've got my harness on, I've got the clip located, I'm gonna put it on my hip, like so. And again, I'm gonna be cutting from a right to left motion. We've got a bunch of stobs over here, a bunch of invasive tree of heaven, prime candidates to cut down. So I want to get up to full rev, that's full throttle before I enter the woods. So here we go. You notice how I buried it in the wood there? That's a quick way to stop that blade from spinning. Somebody needs to come close to you, approach you, talk to you. Bury it in some wood. I'm going to low stuff this. And that's using the woodcut blade. All right, so something else I want to point out to you all, something to be conscientious of, is our kickback zone. That's this zone right here. So what kickback is when this region comes into contact with a solid object while the blade is in motion, it's going to be an uncontrolled movement, a jerking movement to my right and to my rear. We're going to demonstrate what kickback looks like in a controlled setting now.
Operating a brush cutter here at American Conservation Experience, we never want to lift this machine when operating up above our waist. Notice how Chris, when she needed to cut higher on the hillside, physically moved herself up the hill in order to cut that material. This does a couple different things. It allows her to not put herself at risk by cutting material that has the potential to fall down on her, but it also helps provide her more stability with the brush cutter because keeping it below the waist reduces her chance of a severe kickback, which, as her swamper, could injure me. Another thing to note is how far away me and Chris are working. He has her swamper, her as the brush cutter operator. We want to imagine her brush cutter being 2 times, if not 2.5 times its length, in order to create a safety circle or blood circle, which keeps all other people on the crew safe from getting injured from flying debris or the blades. Now, if me and Chris were both working with brush cutters, we would imagine 4 brush cutters between us. Both brush cutter operator blood circles should not cross the planes of each other. These brush cutters get awful loud, as you can tell by this video. Often, the operator is focusing on the task at hand and may not be able to hear their swamper if they need their attention. A couple different things that you can do is you can take a wide walk around the brush cutter operator, 2.5 times their blood circle, and try and get their attention directly in front of them. Another thing that you can do is take a stick and throw it past their peripheral hitting them in order to get their attention. One last thing that we can do as a brush cutter operator is to give a whoop to see if we can catch their attention. As you can tell, Chris went ahead and she gave me a hand signal to let me know that she has heard my whoop. Now she's calling me up there so I can pull some brush. I got the thumbs up. It was time to get back out of there and operations continue. It's important to always keep aware as an operator and as a swamper on the crew of where the brush cutter operator is moving towards. If I was running a brush cutter, I would give Trish the right of way in this work area, as she is the one who's established that as her work area, and I would be walking into it. If I was to pick up this brush cutter, I would go resume work somewhere else on the job site.